is I have a whole lot of freshers who have probably logged in to the webinar. I really appreciate them joining the webinar. If you look at cloud, what's primarily important is this would be the technology for the future. So it's extremely important to get on to something which is not outdated, but would be something that will help you to fetch a job in the shortest possible time. The cloud provides a huge opportunity both within the country and outside for people who are interested in taking up the cloud computing as a career. I would divide the jobs into primarily 4 major categories. The first category would be the people who are the architects who would kind of design the cloud solutions. You would need to have some basic technical qualifications. Along with that, you should also have the necessary certifications for the cloud. So that's one of the first kind of jobs which would be there. The second would be the maintenance kind of jobs. This is for organizations who already have moved to the cloud. They need somebody to help maintain and keep the continuity of the systems. The third would be the support services that will typically be there, which would be more in terms of creating applications, creating new services that will typically be there on the cloud. So that's the other thing which would be an important area that's growing in the cloud computing area. The next would be more in terms of the security. If you look at it, most organizations, the primary concern has always been security. So if you look at from an organization's point of view, from a service provider's point of view, one of the areas where they would like to invest a major part of the manpower would be in terms of the security related areas, which would include the security managers. You would have system security specialists. So these would be people who would monitor and take the necessary steps to ensure the security of the system. The last thing which I would like to share along with this is there are a whole lot of online and instructor-led courses that are available. So my request to most of the freshers who are on the webinar would be go ahead, evaluate based on your background, what is it that's appropriate for you, what is it that you would like to pick up as your career. So before I close my webinar, a couple of quick suggestions how you can succeed if you are an IT manager in your organization, if you are an organization who's planning to get into your management. How do you kind of get success in implementing cloud? First and foremost thing that I would suggest based on my vast experience would be get the management buy-in. Don't go do something without getting a buy-in from the management in the institution or the organization. The second major thing that you must do is you must start small with low-risk applications. There could be many of them, just 2 suggestions that I had given. The third major thing would be before you go full-fledged into deploying cloud, create a cross-functional team which would include people from your legal, people from your purchase, people from your IT, some faculty you must include, some end users you must include, and the most important thing would be have some people from management of the organization who can help you understand the repercussions, the advantages, and what would be coming in terms of the obstacles. They help you to get over all these things. So have a good cross-functional team which is regularly updated in terms of what is happening in terms of the implementation of cloud. See the cloud solution that's been offered to your organization, see it in a production environment. It should not be anything else. So that should be a situation which should be best avoided. Another important thing which I have seen within organizations is if you plan to buy a truck, go buy a truck. But if you plan to buy a car and instead of that somebody forces you to buy a truck, I don't think that's one of the best ways of selling. So always buy what is it that you want. Plan for the next 3 years what you need. Take suggestions from other people and go and buy that. Another important thing would be that you need to look at long term, not as a short quick fix solution. So you must look for how that particular organization or the service provider would like to collaborate with you in terms of having a long-term partnership. What is the support post the sale that will be available, and would they be interested in the academic industry academia collaboration, which is basically to launch courses, offer it to different set of people? Are they interested in? The last and most important thing is you definitely should think global, but when you implement, go for it locally. So that's all from me. These are some of the references and acknowledgements that I have shared. Thank you so much for your patience and your valuable time. I appreciate that.